morning, Weather Watchers stream. Welcome to Weather Impact. It is now 11 a.m. and things are looking pretty good across the First Coast. If you have been looking to get outside, today is the day to do it. We are going to be warming up with beautiful blue skies across the area. Now, let me take that back actually. The skies are blue. There are passing clouds. But when it comes to rain, the main area I'm concerned about today would be Southeast Georgia later on today, this evening, tonight. I think most of Northeast Florida stays dry today and warm and humid. There you go. Look at your live looks out across the First Coast. St. Augustine, you look beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky from that vantage point. But here's a look at our satellite. You can see we do have the cloud cover moving through and passing over. So what we're watching for is for a front to move on through, and that's going to bring much cooler air with it behind it. So if you like warm weather, you have to get outside and enjoy it today. So current temperatures, we're sitting in the 70s and even the 80s now. That's how quickly we have warmed up. So we're right at 80 in Brunswick and Jacksonville, and we're almost there in Waycross, in Palm Coast. I do think our beaches today are going to be staying towards the middle 80s, but inland you could climb into the upper 80s. Now this one graphic, I like it generally speaking, all things considered, but I do think it's off in some spots. For example, Waycross, it's showing you a high of 84. I think you're going to be a couple of degrees warmer than that for your high temperature. So just something we'll watch out there. But the story that this tells is that it is going to be a day that's much warmer than normal. Usually we're at 70 degrees this time of year. Yesterday, we had a high temperature of 89 degrees. We were 1 degree shy of 90 degrees in February. So significantly warmer. That was nearly 20 degrees warmer than normal. So we're going to continue to watch for the warming temperatures this afternoon and then later on the rain. It's also breezy out there today. Let me load up a map that shows you our current wind speeds. Double digits there for a lot of you from Brunswick, Waycross, St. Simons Island, and then Jacksonville, Mayport, NAS Jax as well. So that breeze will be sticking around. It gets gusty out there too. In fact, I'm going to actually try to find us a gust map so we can get a better idea. I was just outside and yeah, there are gusts are a better way to describe it. Of course, this map doesn't want to load for us now, but yes, you just get that gust of wind every once in a while. Kind of was blowing my hair around as I was trying to record a little video for you all on our social media platforms. But yes, anyway, getting warm today and windy before those storms move in later on tonight. So enjoy today's warm weather. Lots of events going on across the First Coast. Too many to have graphics for. So I just picked a couple of them to show you right now. We do have the Jax College Baseball Classic going on at Five Star Ballpark. Right across the street here, I can hear the music going. They're getting ready to play some good baseball there. Warm and breezy, temperatures up into the 80s here in downtown Jacksonville, middle to upper 80s for our highs. I put rain free there in the evening because I do think the rain holds off again across Northeast Florida. Same story out of the beaches. So we have Seawalk Music Fest going on, Community First Seawalk Music Festival. That's at the Seawalk Pavilion in Jacksonville Beach. And there along our beaches, as we mentioned, more like middle 80s for your highs, and then dropping down through the 70s in the evening. Beautiful, gorgeous evening to get outside unless you are in Southeast Georgia, then I need you to be paying attention to the radar because if a storm pops up, if isolated storm possible, not everyone will see storms, but if one does move through Southeast Georgia, it could potentially be strong or severe. You've been highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center for a marginal risk of severe weather. That's a level 1 out of 5. And what that means is it's a low risk of a severe storm popping up, but the risk isn't zero. So they do want to give you a heads up. I want to give you the heads up in case it happens. Our main concern here would be the 60-mile-per-hour winds. That would be what would be severe, why we would have a severe thunderstorm warning issued mainly. Also, some heavy rain possible with that too. But all things considered, couple of things to unpack here. One, the amount of rain we get, not enough to be a drought buster. Two, notice these stronger storms north of Waycross. Models have consistently this morning been showing the stronger storms north of our coverage area here at First Coast News. So We're saying it's possible that these storms could dip south and move through our area, and that's when we get that severe risk in southeast Georgia. But a lot of these models are keeping those severe storms to our north. Still something we'll watch out for. And then rain is on the way. Scattered rain. Not going to rain on everyone, so yeah, not a drought buster. But that rain moves through 11 p.m., midnight, and then it continues to move through into Sunday morning. I went a little fast here. Let's back that up. 4 a.m., some of that heavier, steadier rain moving into southeast Georgia. It continues into early Sunday morning, but clears out before sunrise Sunday. And then just a few more showers and sprinkles across northeast Florida. Later on our Sunday morning, we clear out. And notice those winds coming out the north. Yeah, here comes the cooler air. So we're going to be cooling on down here. This is an hour by hour for Sunday. I have gone with a high temperature of 68 degrees on Sunday. And that could happen at a couple of different times. It could happen in the morning. It could happen at 6, 7, 8 a.m. And then it could happen again around noon. Notice we're kind of just staying steady there through the morning hours, through that time into the lunch hour. And then temperatures do start to drop. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s down into the 50s. So it's going to be a chillier Sunday. You'll notice it. Morning sprinkles, as mentioned, and then those temperatures dropping. So we'll stay hovering in the middle to upper 60s starting in the morning through the lunch hour. And then those temperatures do quickly dip down. So here's a look at where your highs could come in tomorrow, because I won't rule out a spot or two reaching 70 degrees, but most of us will be staying in the 60s. And then tomorrow night, so Sunday night into Monday morning, that graphic is wrong. This is Tuesday morning. This is Monday morning, everyone. Monday morning is when your temperatures would be down into the 30s, right around 33 degrees. And why I wanted to make that so clear is because Tuesday morning will be even colder than what that map was showing. So Monday, starting off around 33, that means inland spots could be freezing. Well, 32, 31 possible far inland. And then after that near freezing start, temperatures don't warm up much Monday. We're going to have a high near 53, lower 50s. And that wind still whipping. It's blustery out there. So it's cold. Monday's the day that we have to bundle up. And we're going to absolutely do it again on Tuesday. So check out these high temperatures. It is wild to think we were 89 degrees yesterday, right around 88 today, to highs in the 50s Monday and Tuesday. Now, although that can seem shocking, the real big story here are morning lows. So as mentioned, freezing mornings on the way. Inland spots will be freezing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. Jacksonville, you'll be close to freezing Monday and Wednesday morning, but almost everyone getting that freeze Tuesday morning. That's more of a widespread freeze. So a low of 29 at the Jacksonville airport. You can see that means lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s area wide. Even out towards our beaches, we're a degree shy of that freezing mark, 32 degrees. And so I think if you're not directly on a body of water, you're inland a bit, or, a little bit further away. I'm thinking of places like, say, in Jack's Beach. You're not right at the Intracoastal. You're not right on the beach, but those inland spots, you could temporarily touch 32 degrees. So Tuesday morning, pets, plants, people, we know the drill by now. We've been practicing it. You got to practice it again Tuesday morning. And again, for some of those inland spots, Monday morning and Wednesday morning too, because it will be cold. Normally, we're right around 47 degrees for our morning low this time of year. We're going to be way below that. Just like our highs are going to go from much warmer than normal to much colder than normal. Usually right around 70, going from 89 yesterday to maybe only 53 on Monday. So yes, lots of cooler air moving in. Now, if you do not like the cold temperatures, hold on, because the 70s will be back. So this is pretty much Mother Nature being like, well, it's February, so it's been a little warm. We're going to give you a cool down. Just a friendly reminder. We say don't plant yet. It's for reasons like this. Tuesday morning is just going to be freezing. But then we will climb right back into the 70s. So today's beach weather, end of the work week, like Thursday, that's more of just spring-like pleasant weather. And oh man, Monday and Tuesday, we need to be bundled up. It will be a cold, cold day. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about weather nationally and then take a look closer to home at our drought and fire weather situation. So stay with me. We'll be right back after this break.
The First Coast News weather team has your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather. Our team is here to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
This February, the past mingles with the present on Jacksonville's historic East Side.
A neighborhood that everyone respected everybody.
Birthed from the ashes of the Civil War, Out East remains the city's last 19th century historically black neighborhood.
It's beautiful now, but not the way it was when I first came here.
Each street paved with pain, persistence, and progress.
Mount Olive is still on the block.
Vivid Hues, stories of black history, Monday mornings at 6. First Coast News on your side.
This month, we're pushing through traffic to follow the money.
Transportation is really important.
So we make it more affordable.
Breaking down the dollars, the dangers, and what's next.
We're very excited about this Better Together campaign.
On the Move on Good Morning Jacksonville all month long, Tuesdays at 6 a.m.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's already here.
And it's also a tool, not the answer.
Yes. From how we prepare the next generation for work, to how law enforcement balances innovation and public trust.
Don't let ChatGPT replace your therapist.
Inside our classrooms.
Anything you wanted to do, it would do.
The revolution will be AI. Will you be ready? Watch Good Morning Jacksonville Thursday mornings at 6 all month long. First Coast News on your side.
When you think winter sports, you probably don't think about the Sunshine State.
Ocala was the speed skating capital of the world.
Hitting the ski slopes right here in Florida.
Here's a blast, and on the mountains a blast.
Olympic-inspired stories right here in Good Morning Jacksonville every Friday at 6 a.m.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus.
And welcome back, everyone. All right, I'm keeping an eye on my Facebook comments too, because I know we are live streaming right now on First Coast News, the Facebook page. Ingrid said it's going to be boo-boo chilly. Yeah, chilly. It really is. It's gonna get cold, but it's gonna dry back out too. So although it's getting cold, our fire weather is still going to stick around, unfortunately. Here's a look at our drought conditions across Southeast Georgia. Or excuse me, all of Georgia and all of Florida, just every single spot in some sort of drought. So just know it's not just us. We've been tracking the wildfire weather all across the First Coast, and it's also happening in places like where Oklahoma. That's where we have video, I think. So maybe we could start. Malcolm's on the mic in the back. If you want to say hi, Malcolm.
Hey, hi guys. Thank you for tuning in.
What would we call? I feel like you're the director. Like what's your official title when we stream?
You can call me just the digital, I don't know.
Expert. Just the expert. Malcolm the expert.
Expert.
In the back talking to you guys too. He's punching graphics, he's rolling video. And so Malcolm, what do you say we start off with this video out of eastern Oklahoma? Yeah. These are wildfires that are going on right now. So we got this video from NBC. It's just new wildfires that are now erupting in parts of eastern Oklahoma. So the Panhandle region was hard hit earlier this week. If you watched Weather Watchers Worldwide earlier this week, I had shown some videos of fires out of the Panhandle. So now this is eastern Oklahoma. There are evacuations that are underway in Washington County, Oklahoma. Multiple wildfires in that area. The National Weather Service has issued fire and red alert warnings. So those red flag warnings. And then the strong winds that they're dealing with, obviously not helping anything. The dry air adding fuel to these flames. So just when you add the wind, you add the dry air, those unfortunately create greater concerns for wildfires. And so there are firefighters and there's air tankers out there. You saw some of the video of that too, that are working to contain these fires and extinguish all of those hot spots. So it's not just us, but back home, let's bring back the graphics now, Malcolm, and talk about us locally here on the First Coast. So we have that extreme drought for most of us. And then even those of you in the orange, that's a severe drought. And so these fire conditions are only going to continue. I jumped ahead to Sunday. Let's back up. So today, Saturday, it is humid out there, but unfortunately still, you can see here, parts of our area under those drought, or excuse me, we're all under the drought-like conditions, under those critical levels when it comes to fire risk. And then tomorrow, when we completely dry out behind that front and the wind picks up, we will have critical to extreme fire levels. So this is unfortunately only going to continue over the next several days because the rain that we're getting, it's not enough to help with the drought. It's not enough to really make everything wet, make everything damp. And so our fire danger is going to really elevate. Even though the temperatures get cooler, it's dry and it's windy. And so you can see that that fire danger really lingers into the upcoming work week. So that's something we'll have to watch out for. Now, with this front, as we mentioned, southeast Georgia, you have the chance of a strong storm, mainly with wind gusts. Not tornadoes, not really seeing that with our system here. But we do have video calling. I'm making Malcolm work this morning. Oh my goodness. So Malcolm, if you wouldn't mind taking the video of the tornado out of Illinois. There was a tornado captured by storm chasers there. It was a funnel cloud, so I can't call it a tornado yet. It needs to be confirmed, but you can see it's a funnel cloud trying to reach down towards the ground. So, you know, the NWS there has said this was an early season severe weather outbreak. So we do get the spring severe season. Most people know that we have those tornadoes in spring. But this was like an earlier one for their severe season there in Illinois. But they have not yet confirmed that it was a tornado that touched down. But there are some prelim reports that are saying multiple tornadoes had touched down in Illinois. So there are going to be crews out and about from the National Weather Service Lincoln's office, NWS Lincoln, and they're going to be doing those surveys to help kind of assess the Friday. They did assess the damage. They did that Friday. So just some video out of there, and that they weren't the only ones that Illinois was not the only state hit with that severe weather. So then if we go to Indiana, there's storm damage video out of Indiana also got all of this from NBC. But if we change over the video, Malcolm, I did upload one, I believe, of the Indiana storm damage. Cool, thank you. So this was Bloomington, Indiana. Storms rolled through there Thursday and left behind damage. Some businesses were impacted by the storms. There were downed trees. There was debris, just wind damage, unfortunately. But what was fortunate is that no one was hurt during the storms. And this is part of this wind damage that we're looking at here. It's also believed it did spawn some tornadoes across other parts of Indiana. And so NWS still has to determine that as well. All right, so now we've talked about fires and we've talked about severe weather, and now let's go to snow. So I'm gonna toss to a package that is coming up here. This is also given to us by NBC. It's from Andrew Adams doing this report, but this is sad. So snow, it was an avalanche. A man was killed in an avalanche on Wednesday. He was snowmobiling with his son, and it's just in the backcountry in Utah. And so authorities are obviously warning everyone now of all the winter sports that go on out there, of the risk of avalanches. So let's listen into reporter Andrew Adams, who has more out of Utah.
Well, they fear a scenario like this could easily play out again, and so they're warning people to simply stay away from avalanche-prone terrain for the time being. Now, once again, this is the area captured by our Chopper 5 of that deadly slide, which took place in the Big Flat area west of Midway. Forecasters say it's an extremely popular place for snowmobilers, well known for phenomenal riding, but it's also very well known as prime avalanche terrain. They say at the time it likely would have been snowing and windy, and there was an avalanche warning in effect for high avalanche danger. According to information provided by the Wasatch County Sheriff's Office, the man and his son were snowmobiling that area when the avalanche came down. The Sheriff's Office says the son used a beacon to find his dad and dig him out, but the father was dead. With sunny weather expected this weekend, especially Saturday, forecasters are worried someone else taking advantage of all the new powder may trigger a similar avalanche.
We're just asking people to take a step back, give it some time. You can enjoy the snow this weekend, but we're just advising people to stay away from avalanche.
Greg Gagney with the Forest Service Utah Avalanche Center says avalanche terrain is defined as a slope of 30 degrees or steeper. He says with the danger right now, someone can trigger an avalanche on the slope, but also from below it. He pointed out another recent avalanche where someone triggered it 600 feet above them, although they weren't caught. Forecasters and investigators are offering their condolences after an extremely tragic set of circumstances in Wasatch County. They're calling the sun's actions courageous.
The First Coast News weather team has your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather. Our team is here to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
This February, the past mingles with the present on Jacksonville's historic East Side.
A neighborhood that everyone respected everybody.
Birthed from the ashes of the Civil War, Out East remains the city's last 19th century historically black neighborhood.
It's beautiful now, but not the way it was when I first came here.
Each street paved with pain, persistence, and progress.
Mount Olive is still on the block.
Vivid Hues, stories of black history, Monday mornings at 6. First Coast News on your side.
This month, we're pushing through traffic to follow the money.
Transportation is really important. So we make it more affordable.
Breaking down the dollars, the dangers, and what's next.
We're very excited about this Better Together campaign.
On the Move on Good Morning Jacksonville all month long, Tuesdays at 6 a.m.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's already here.
And it's also a tool, not the answer.
Yes.
From how we prepare the next generation for work,
To how law enforcement balances innovation and public trust.
Don't let ChatGPT replace your therapist.
Inside our classrooms.
Anything you wanted to do, it would do.
The revolution will be AI. Will you be ready? Watch Good Morning Jacksonville Thursday mornings at 6 all month long. First Coast News on your side.
When you think winter sports, you probably don't think about the Sunshine State.
Ocala was the speed skating capital of the world.
Hitting the ski slopes right here in Florida.
Here's a blast, and on the mountains a blast.
Olympic-inspired stories right here in Good Morning Jacksonville every Friday at 6 a.m.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, do you know what time it is? You know what time? Malcolm, do you know what time it is? That is a Robert Spetta thing I am awful at. I think it's time for the Malcolm Minute. Let's go. Okay, so again, if you're just tuning in, just to let you all know, Malcolm is what we have decided to just call like the digital expert. He does everything. He's running the stream. He's pulling up the videos, pulling up the graphics. So Malcolm, if you want to just take this full screen, we'll take a look out across the First Coast, and I got to hear from you. What would you prefer? Would you prefer yesterday's high of 89 degrees or Tuesday morning's low of 29 degrees? Okay, you like the warm weather like me. Yes. So, you know, we're looking at Jack's Beach right now on the top left corner. Looks like a beautiful beach day. Would you go to the beach today? Oh, yes. Would you have a favorite beach? You know what? Both. I want to hear both. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Yeah, you got a lot going on. I mean, they have like the music festival going on there today. Yeah, that's really fun. No. Oh. Yes. I feel like we all have a horror story like that. And it's like not our fault. It's the locals. I feel like the tourists come and think it's fun to feed the seagulls like Cheetos or whatever. And that's how you get attacked by seagulls for your food and get pooped on, honestly. Like it's just Ugh. I mean, yeah, good for you because I mean, my food is my food. I'm really bad at sharing food. I'll like order something I don't want to give anyone a taste or a bite. I would be so mad. No. Yeah, Neptune Beach is fun. They got like Lemon Bar right over there and Pete's and sliders. Yeah, no, Neptune Beach is fun. Yeah, I like Atlantic Beach. St. Augustine Beach is a different vibe. That's a fun one. I got to give a shout out to Fernandina Beach because that's where I grew up. You know, good one. And then St. Simon's Island and Jekyll Island. Like, can't forget about the Southeast Georgia beaches. Those are fun too. There's like a water park over in Jekyll. It's a good time. Okay, so I know we don't have that much time left, so I'm going to quickly, for all of you at home, go through the forecast. Malcolm, thank you so much for your Malcolm Minute. That was fun. Here's a look at your satellite. So mix of sun and clouds today. It is getting warm out there, guys. Some spots already hitting 80 degrees and our highs will be in the 80s today. It's warm and humid. Lots of fun events going on. Just be aware that it will be warm and humid throughout our afternoon. Now, if you're in Southeast Georgia, I need you to pay attention to the forecast today because if storms move through this evening and tonight, they could become strong or severe with wind gusts of 60 miles an hour. But overall, the forecast does show mainly just rain moving through our area. Overnight, while a lot of us are sleeping, even into tomorrow, the heavier rain that could be moving through in Sunday morning across Southeast Georgia looks like it will clear by